Hi, my name is John Darko. I'm a science teacher at Seneca East High School in Attica, Ohio, and I had the pleasure of helping produce Model Builder for Biointeractive, HHMI Biointeractive Model Builder. It is an app that's online. It's free for everyone to use, and you can create your own models. You can share those with students, and then the students really the point of it is students end up trying to recreate the model that you built. And they can get either self-assessed, some kind of formative assessment, or it can be a more summative assessment where they won't know their grade until you grade it. So let me get into it. The overall goals is I have been doing modeling with my students for a long time, but other teachers and oftentimes for students, they struggle at the beginning stages. I want more teachers and students to be modeling. And so we created this as a kind of introductory step into modeling. This does not produce system dynamics models, so you cannot run simulations of these models. They're just static diagrams. But it is a step towards building computational models. So in addition to that, we wanted a way to be able to assess students' models versus me going through each model and trying to understand the structure of students' models. I wanted a way that really could be automated. Okay, to get Model Builder, go to biointeractive.org/classroom/resources/model/model builder. And it'll take you to this page. There are resources here. There's a user guide, tells you how to use Model Builder. A pedagogy guide tells you how to use Model Builder in your teaching practice. And then there's a whole catalog of biointeractive models. It's kind of the answer key for the biointeractive models. You can create your own models, though, for students to use in your classroom. Let me get into the tool. So over here, I'm going to start the tool. And so all that catalog of model really tells you the answer keys to all of these. And we have a whole host of different models ready for you to use in your classroom. There's about 60 of them altogether. Let me show you a population model. So I'm going to open this. And there's a description bar here. These are just directions. And then there's hints. Drag objects from the object bank. So we drag these. These are objects. And you can check these models, check, and it gives you feedback. There's 5 mistakes found. The goal is to have 0 mistakes found. So what you can do is you can click on here and it tells you some hints here. You can actually turn those hints on and off. I'm going to leave them off for now. Population growth, I know that that is a flow, so I'm going to name that object as a flow. This object, let's see, population size. What is that? That is a stock. Okay, now they went from little red indicators that tells you it's wrong to yellow, which just means it hasn't been checked yet. Yellow means it hasn't been checked. So we're going to hit the check button up here, and it's going to grade this model according to some reference model. Remember, you can create your own models and create your own reference models, and then students can kind of build models like this against your reference model. So I'm going to hit check, and now I just have 2 mistakes found. Well, this is a flow. However, this part is not connected correctly, but this part is. It's just going to some infinite source. So I'm going to click on here. I'm going to click link flow to, goes to my stock, and I'm going to check it again. And now I just have 1 mistake. There's actually drop-down boxes here. It's missing a connector. So where would our connector be? I'm going to click on my stock, Click, it's going to be a positive connector. It's a positive feedback loop leading to exponential growth. I'm going to hit check again and 0 mistakes found. Yes. So this is a very simple model. However, it's a good way to get students into understanding the logic of how stock and flow models, the icons are put together, and what the difference is between a stock and flow, and a nice way to auto grade for students. They can do this independently. And remember, this is all free for you to use. You can create your own models for free. There is no charge for any of this. All right, so this is what we call a self-check model. Now, I'm going to go back and discard and exit. You can save all these. You can create models. You can create 3 types of models: a conceptual diagram, a causal diagram, and a stock and flow diagram. Let me show you what those 3 are. So under our catalog of resources, this is like the answer key to all of them. I'm going to zoom in for you so you can kind of see. This is let's see. This is a causal model. It just has objects with positive and negative connectors. Then we have stock and flow models, some more causal models, and this would be a conceptual model. So the connectors are neutral. And things like cladograms or phylogenetic trees are good for building models like this. All right, so you can build models, and right here, I'm going to just build let's see, I'll build a stock and flow model. So I have an object. I'm going to say N for population. I'm going to name that stock. And then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to name that growth. And I'm going to call that a flow. Click here, link flow to, there we go. So I have a very simple model here. I'm going to go up to my hamburger, and I can hit save. I can save it just as this would be the reference file. I'm going to save it as the zip file just to show you. I'm going to call this SimG for simple growth. Hit OK. And as this saves, then I'm going to put it right here. It's going to save that file. I'm going to show that. And I actually have to extract it because it compresses all those. So I extract it. There we go. Okay, so what it did then is it built a assessment file, which I haven't gone over yet, a reference file, which is like your template, and then a self-check file. You can share these self-check files, and then students can open those self-check files through Model Builder. And when they open them, they will just kind of recreate the model just like we did until they get 0 mistakes found. With the assessment files, that's a little different. Let me show you how that works right now. So I'm going to get out of here, go to Open Model. And here's another one that I made. So I'm going to, let's say I share this with the student. They would open this file through Model Builder. And we have growth. I know that's a flow. We have per capita growth. I'm going to turn my hints off, which I'm going to call a variable. And then population size is a stock. Let's see, I'm going to link flow to here. I know that that has a positive feedback loop. And here we go, like this. Now, here, there's no check button. So all I can do is save that. And I'm going to call this John Darko. I'm going to save that. And then you would share that with the teacher. And right here, I'm going to hit save. Now, real quick, let me show you what you can do. There's the grading tool. Open. You open the reference file, and that's going to check all these models. So a bunch of students took these. I'm going to go to those and open. It says there's 7 students, and it auto grades all of their models in a batch all at once and then evaluates how they did. Looks like John Darko got the best, and that is Model Builder. Feel free to ask me any questions about it. I'd love to share it. Thanks.